Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of And Another Thing with Dave. I want to thank all of our listeners from all over the world. Please do subscribe and share if you're not already. All right, let's get into it.
Did I ever tell you the story where I went to jail tripping on acid? Let's get this message real quick. People are like, there's no fucking way in hell. I mean, I think I said it at one point during that fucking 5-hour weed versus alcohol thing. And Soul was like, dude, there's no fucking way. All right, let's
the
get
people
this
need
message.
to hear it again. And let's get
And they
it.
do.
You hit that.
Hey, I want to let you guys know that I'm enjoying the conversation and the stories you guys are sharing, man. Keep going. Keep plugging away, man.
Hey, thank you so much for the love. Much love, brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Chris.
Appreciate you, Chris. It means a lot. It means a lot to hear that. And I'm just being honest, man. I'm just telling stories. You know, I've had a crazy life.
Yeah, it almost sounds like multiple lives. Mine feels like multiple lives. Like, I look back at other shit that's happened to me in my 20s and 30s, and I'm like, I don't even recognize that guy, and it's me.
Yeah, dude, I think I've eaten through 8 lives. I think I'm on my 9th, so I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm skating like I'm on thin ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've been lucky. I've been luckier than anybody I know.
No, you haven't, Dave.
I've been luckier than 10 people I know.
Dave, luck doesn't exist, brother. I described it once as
I have guardian
I
angels.
want to touch on the empath thing too, because I always describe it as sometimes things happen directly to me in a way that, man, if this would have happened, if that car would have been going 1 mile an hour faster, it probably would have punctured your gas tank and exploded your car. If this would have happened, that would have happened. It happens all the time. And you're like,
for you.
I mean, people, I don't know. I don't want to take the guardian angel thing, but I think it's exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Same, bro. Same. It's like who the fuck is watching my life and being like, oh no, we got you. Oh no, we got you. Oh no, bro, we got you. Like, so
we have soul
think
contracts. I think we come here as a group, but you're the only actual physical one.
Well, I don't know. That's the first I've ever heard about that, so I can't speak to that, but I want to hear more about it. But all I can make sense of it as is, bro, that my heart is in the right place. I've tried to communicate with extraterrestrials, so the best thing I can think of is that there's some extraterrestrials watching out for my shit.
Yeah.
And
it comes from the heart space. It's all from the heart space. And you have a huge fucking heart.
I love everybody, bro. I love people.
So the empath thing.
I love a blade of grass, right? I love a blade of grass.
I would love, right? Have you ever done DMT?
Not yet, bro. I would love to do it with you.
I heard somebody say that to me once, and the last person said that to me. I actually interviewed him on Cannabis Conundrum. He was a rapper friend of ours, and he kept begging to come on the show. I'm like, you have to bring me a story. I mean, I'm not just a podcast so you could come on and bullshit with me. This isn't going to be a phone call. We have to, relay a message. And he said, well, DMT. I'm like, you're done. Let's do it. When can you do it? Are you available?
We're in.
And he said he came out of his trip. He came out of his trip, and he was like, all of a sudden, I cared about every ant. I cared about every blade of grass. All my steps became more conscious. I cared about my mom.
There you go.
I fucking hate my mom. I'm like crazy. But
so
anyway,
I can vouch for his experience, because what made me who I am right now today, and you just talked about it, you just hit on that, is when I was 22 years old, I was like, who am I? Where do I fit into this fucking thing we call life? What the fuck am I? Why do I have these feelings and thoughts, and what are they? And what am I supposed to do with my life, right? So I fucking went, sat on top of a mountain, ate a gram of mushrooms, sat on top of a mountain by myself, looking down at the entire Bay Area, the highest mountain in the Bay Area. So I'm looking at San Francisco, the ocean, can see all the way to the town where I grew up, a little fucking podunk redneck town, Novato.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this epiphany, bro. I looked down and there's a blade of grass, and I'm like, bro, I am you. You are me. There's nothing different between me and a fucking blade of grass except for my perception and my ego.
His ego the fucking worst. But as an empath, I think you're able to get around that. Let me ask you a couple questions. Question one.
Please.
I'm going to describe a scenario that happened to me. You're in a public place, be it a mall, a supermarket, a lot of people around, a concert, who fucking knows? But either so you're having a really shitty day, and out of nowhere, you just feel this joy and love. And you don't know where it came from. I almost feel, I describe it as, well, I think I stole that from them. But usually it's the other side. Like you're having a great day, and fucking all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're really mad and you don't know why. Like, I have no reason to have this anger in me. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I've had both experiences.
That's an empath. Yeah.
The same thing with overwhelming sadness, like crying, sobbing,
and you have no idea why. Yeah, and have no idea why. Yeah, spur of the moment.
Chill one moment, sobbing like a fucking baby. Yeah, so like people think like, oh, you can feel things, you can think things, like, you know. And I've always wanted to, like, I've been fascinated, like my whole life. I've wanted to be able to bend a spoon with my brain, right? Like, and I'm convinced I'll be able to do it one day, but. So that's the kid I am, right? Like when I was 14, I saw a UFO. And the reason I think I saw it, and I saw the same one a year later. So I've seen the same ship, bro, 2 times. Mm-hmm. Somebody told me that if you've seen the same ship, you've been abducted. And I wouldn't doubt that, because I've always had this attitude of like, you know, so I had a little bit of a stressful childhood. So there was part of that, like, hey, get me out of here. But then part of it was
define abduction. I mean,
most of it was just curiosity, right? Like my father was a minister, so I remember going to these church camps up in Lake Tahoe, and you know, we'd be singing "Kumbaya, My Lord" around a campfire. Literally one night, we're singing "Kumbaya, My Lord" around a campfire, and I looked to the fucking, and we're at Camp Silver Lake on the backside of Kirkwood in Lake Tahoe, 7,003 foot. 7,300 foot elevation, right? So you have a huge ear to ear vista of the sky. My far left, I see this fucking ship, and it's being chased by a fighter plane. You could hear the fighter plane. This thing's making not a sound, and it looked just like the other ship that I saw, kind of egg shaped, you know, like a landing capsule, covered in lights, landing capsule, not making a sound. And this fighter plane's following it, and then the thing just goes, phew, gone. Like literally from ear to ear, gone in less than you can snap your fingers. Like just gone.
Damn.
And I'm with 30 people singing "Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya." Right? We were just getting ready to do, we were literally doing s'mores and fucking graham crackers.
It wasn't just you, it was the whole group saw this.
The whole fucking group. We were at the campfire cooking s'mores, bro.
Oh, wow.
The whole church group. So, and trip on this, the time I saw the same ship before, tripping balls on acid. Just watched the movie Pink Floyd, The Wall, come out of this movie theater with a friend of mine. So I wasn't alone this time either. And there was a sober witness. Come out of the movie theater. This thing's hovering 50 feet above our head, bro. Me and my friend. Like, what the fuck? Totally silent, covered in lights, right above our heads. Like, what the fuck? We just saw Pink Floyd, The Wall. I'm tripping on acid. I'm thinking, there's no way in hell this is reality. I look at my buddy, and we're both just like, what? And then all of a sudden, dude, it's midnight, right? There's this 75-year-old lady watering her lawn. I'll never forget this. It was like it was yesterday. Watering her lawn. She's wearing a bathrobe, fuzzy slippers, and had her hair all in curlers, right? So she doesn't want you to see her, right? She's hiding. Right. She would never want you to see her. She goes, "Oh my God!" And she's looking straight up and pointing at what we're looking at. Then my friend and I look at each other like, holy shit! I thought we were just tripping balls. Now we're fucking freaked out. Right?
Right?
Dude.
Oh, hell no.
That is real.
Because if she wasn't there, we would have just gone on about our night like, oh, we were tripping balls. We thought we saw a UFO.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Right? But here's this totally sober fucking old lady, fuzzy slippers, dude. I'll never forget, fuzzy slippers watering her lawn at midnight. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Well, I mean, it gets hot in the summer. You got to do it at night when the sun's down. I can get that. I don't know about midnight. I don't know about midnight, but
well, yeah. Usually, 75-year-old women are asleep at midnight. That was really
way before midnight. Well, she's retired. She ain't got shit to do.
Right? Hey, I ain't judging, bro.
Foxy's grandma will stay up till or Foxy's mom will stay up until I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, look at you. I mean, it was different for us because it was still midnight for us. Speaking of Foxy, we do have these
message. So then, Dave, you should be asking the question, why the hell didn't you get me sooner? I'm just saying.
Right.
Message. All right, I'm drifting off. I was starting to.
You were what?
Why didn't who get me sooner?
I'm assuming your people.
I didn't understand the message. Why didn't you get me sooner? Like,
you were talking about abduction. I'm sorry.
She's saying that to the extraterrestrials, right?
You saying it to the extraterrestrials. We got May the poet.
There we go. She was being me saying it. Gotcha.
Yeah. I think this might be her clarifying.
Well, see, I don't know. That might just be a stereotype because my mom is in the 70s and her sister's my mom's almost 80 and her sister's in the 90s. And then women, they almost bring up the sun. They stay up until 2, 3 in the morning. And usually they're either playing on their phone, doing some kind of crossword puzzle, or watching screensavers flip through their freaking TV. It is so funny. They're like, oh, we don't watch it very often, but yet they can tell you the next scene, what's going to happen and when. They'll say right about now. It's like,
this fucking ship's going to come in.
This life. You can tell me when the ship is going to come into the picture. I'm just saying.
This group of seagulls is about to go this way right about now. I'm like, you know an awful lot about
awesome.
this. That's creepy.
I think that's awesome.
We got May the poet.
Message.
All right, I'm drifting off. I was starting to fall asleep until you said feeling the anger and the joy. That's not what I consider an empath. I'm sorry. I have been one. I'm 99.99% one. I've taken tests. I've proven it over and over again. I can't be around loud noises because they bother me. I can't be in an elevator with more than one person. I can't be in loud crowds or groups of people because it overwhelms me. And this is all part of being an empath. It has nothing to do with being happy 1 minute and mad the next. Absolutely not. No. It is the perception of picking up on somebody's happiness and then somebody's anger at the same time and having some sort of feeling of it and dealing with it in a way that it doesn't affect me, but it helps.
Well, I would say that there's different degrees. I would say that guess that I only get the extreme.
People, right? Yeah.
I only get the extreme emotions when they're powerful enough that I can absorb it all. And I always guess. I always look for that person.
And bro, you can't help but
and can't find them.
Right? Like Like if somebody's vibing super hard like that, you can't help but absorb it, right? Like you're like,
Right.
wow, I'm getting hit by a tsunami. What is it? Where's it coming from, right? Like that's what happens to me.
I feel like it used to be different, but like cell phones and all the technology that exists, people are almost zombies, you know?
No, fuck most, right?
Yeah. We're gonna keep going.
But it helps the other person. That is an empath. So again, you can look it up online. It's been a long time. I've been one since I was a kid, more than 35 years of it. I don't like being around people. I don't like being around loud noises, firecrackers, breaking glass, any door slamming jostles my day. I can't be around large groups of people. I have to take people in when I meet them like 2 at a time because it's overwhelming for me. So that is empathism. And it is a damn curse. I don't consider it a gift at all. I don't like it. I wish I could shut it off. I wish I could remove it from my body, but that would kill me, and there is no way to get rid of it.
I never called it a gift.
I am a true empath. I could tell miles away about people that I don't even know how bad they're feeling, and it will affect me.
That I agree with. It is not a gift, it's a curse. Like I feel the pain of people who are being bombed in Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Palestine, Yemen, Somalia, Venezuela, Colombia, on and on and on and on. I feel this pain. So when I hear these people talk and tell their stories, it's like it's happening to me, right? There's no separation of like, oh, that's an interesting news story. It's like, no, it hits me like, oh, right? So yeah,
I felt that when you were saying that.
Of empathy. There's varying degrees of empathy, and I love you, May, and I agree with what you're saying, and that's your experience. But I'm having my own experience over here, and Mind Fox is having his own experience, and we should definitely not get into the game of like, well, you're not a true empath because I feel this. You know, we want to be on the same team.
I'm honestly glad, you know. I don't know. That sounds. I don't know how to describe it.
What is your experience, bro? Tell me that. Because all I know is my experience, right? So I'm not trying to tell you anything about you.
Oh no, right? No, yeah. My experience has been just that. It's been
mind blowing.
I mean, sometimes you could literally, and I always suspect that I'm able to steal whatever it was from them. Sometimes it's the good, sometimes it's the bad. But
ooh, what do you mean by that?
Shoot that energy out. I think that I can hold way more of it than they can, and I don't know. When I get that anger, I seek it out. Like, there's only so many people in this fucking store. How far does this shit reach? Can I find the pissed offness? And I never can. Ooh. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's internal, you know? Like,
I love it.
They shoot it out, and I grab it, and they feel better.
So you're a seeker.
So I don't know what May would call that.
At the same time, like, okay, but so fine, yeah. What I hear you saying is like, okay, fine, shoot your arrow at me.
Right.
I can take it. Ooh, but I'm going to try to find you now. Which direction did that arrow come from? Ooh, that's brilliant, dude. I never thought about it like that.
I look for proof of what I see the world to be, you know? One day, like, you knew everything that you'd been taught, and then the next day you're like, how much of this shit is a lie? And it just goes from there. You become a toddler. Let's get some of these
right back to toddler. Yeah, most of it's a lie. Oh shit.
Right. What the fuck else isn't true? We got Foxy Lady. Yeah.
Message.
I was saying that, you said that the aliens had your back. I'm like, why didn't they have your back sooner rather than let you get your ass beat and then have your back?
Maybe he agreed to have his ass whooped because he had never felt that before. I don't know.
I think I need to go through that.
Yeah.
Personally, what I've learned from that is that you can't help everybody. You can't fight every battle. Right?
And just Dave, man.
Dude, for all I know, Mind Fox, that guy had this beaten coming to him. So who am I? Right? So let's just pull back the lens. Like, maybe this guy was a pedophile or something fucked up, and he had this beaten coming. And I stepped in and tried to stop it. That's fucking with karma.
Yeah. Did you ever find any more information out about it?
Well, okay, so I told you I was going to tell you this other part. So what happened is I went and filed a police report, and the cop's like, okay, 5'4", black hair, Asian. Yeah, good luck with that. And he told me, he's like, there's a gang in the city, San Francisco, called the Cambodian Killers, and they wear Kansas City Royals hats.
Oh shit.
And they're from Cambodia, and these kids grew up in our war in Vietnam. So they saw their parents step on a landmine and lose their leg, right? These kids are hardcore. There's a fuck ton of them in San Francisco, smuggled there, not even documented, illegally. There's a huge gang, the Cambodian Killers. Dude, they duct tape people and rob their whole house and leave them duct taped to a chair. Yeah, because the Asian community, check this out, the Asian community apparently doesn't trust banks, right? So this is what they do. They prey on their own community. They rob Asian houses. They'll pull up with a moving truck, duct tape the people, pull up with guns in a moving truck, right? Put gun to your head, duct tape you to a chair, leave you duct taped to a chair in your own house. Then they'll load all your furniture into a moving truck. And the deal is with Asian families, they put their money, literally, they make an incision in the mattress and they stuff their money inside a mattress. They don't trust banks. But they don't fuck with looking through the house. They just fucking load all the furniture into a moving truck, and then they'll look for the money later.
Damn.
But you might starve to death duct taped to a chair in your own goddamn house. And this happened 20 times when I lived in San Francisco. So this was probably the gang that I was fucking with, is what the law officer told me. Now wrap your head around this. 10 years later, I'm growing weed. I'm going big, right? I got probably 700 plants in a basement in San Francisco. Like, when I got busted, they shut down the whole block. Thought I was gonna like blow up the whole city block because but I had a contractor do it. The juice was all, the electrical was all legit, done by a licensed contractor, right? He didn't sign off on it because I paid him cash, but my bro did it, and I'd been there for 6 fucking years with no problem, right? So we're all good, totally good, running 24/7, 6 years, not a fucking hiccup. I get in a drunk driving accident. I run. The cops, I go to my neighbor's house. I'm bleeding all over his floor. I went through the windshield of my car. Should have been dead. Went to my neighbor's house. He's like, bro, you're bleeding all over my floor. Let's go to your house. And I was, the reason I went to his house is because I couldn't go to my house, but I had a hardcore concussion. So I was like, okay, let's go to my house. 5 minutes later, the cops show up, because they traced my license plate. Duh. So, yeah. And busted with 700 budding plants, 500 clones, 350 in veg. Like, yeah. Kamala Harris was trying to get me with 3 felonies, 5 misdemeanors. I'd never be able to vote again. Probably would have never got out of jail, right? At least 15 to 20 years in jail for fucking weed. Kamala. No violence, no priors, right? Luckily, I get the right lawyer. I totally get off. $7,000. I walk. But I'm in jail, dude. And I go to brush my teeth one morning, and there's the guy that hit me in the head with the baseball bat. All of a sudden,
and he works for the fucking prison.
All of a sudden, I'm in a movie, and I got my plastic toothbrush in my hand. I'm like, oh my God, I can go in the bathroom. I can fucking scrape this on the fucking wall or on the floor, sharpen it to a point, and stab him in the fucking neck, Joe Pesci style, right? Like fucking, ha 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 ha.
Right.
And I sharpened the thing, and I walked halfway to him, and then I'm like, oh fuck, if I do this, I'm gonna be him. Then I'm gonna be the guy that's in jail forever and is mopping the floors.
Right.
Crazy, dude. Like out of a movie. Like this whole thing presented itself, and then I don't even know what you call it. Your soul, your spirit has to jump up and go, is this something we want to partake in? No, it's not. We're better than that.
Whatever, he got his. Damn.
Yeah, exactly. He's still fucking there, and guess what? I'm not. I'm fucking free. I am free, bro.
Let's take some of these messages.
Let's do it. I'm sorry I was ranting.
That's all good.
May the poet, I'm right there with you. I can be sitting in my back patio, chilling, having a good day. Someone walks down the street in the front of the house. All of a sudden, I'm pissed off. I'm like, where the hell is this anger coming from? I don't understand. I'm having a good day. Nothing happened. And then I walk around front and I don't see nothing. But, I mean, apparently somebody went down the street because I could feel their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I tell Desert Fox sometimes I can't do that story. It's just gonna make me mad. It's not gonna come off pretty. I'm the same. I feel energies from places I can't grasp. From people I don't understand. I mean maybe I do understand them because I feel the energy, but it's really like you said. It's kind of a curse because especially now that I'm like hitting my hormonals, my second puberty, I want to call it. It's way worse. It is way worse.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Desert Fox, maybe it is a mix of everybody in the store because I have problems with that. I don't complain about it, I don't talk about it, but I do have problems like that. And it's, most people don't understand, and that's probably why I shut down, but yeah, that's some real shit there.
Do you operate a retail establishment?
I do not. I'm not a huge. I say I love people. I don't like to be around them.
Yeah, well, same. Exactly. I love people as long as I can bail at any moment.
Right.
But if I'm stuck with you, I hate people.
I know I'm an introvert. I don't need any Myers-Briggs because that's pretty much the only thing that stays constant is the introvertedness.
It's funny. I'm both. I'm such a fucking contradiction. I'm such a contradiction, dude. I'm an extrovert. I'm an introvert. I'm an empath, and I'm an intuit. But like, half of the people on the planet, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like, I can't be bothered. You're not vibrating on a high enough level yet.
Yeah.
People. I'm sorry. Yeah. You haven't arrived yet.
So maybe May's just still vulnerable to the low level energies?
I think she's picking up on those more than we are. And
way more.
And because I don't get that at all. I can tune that out so easy. Like it doesn't even affect me at all. At all. The things that affect me are like major world problems, like what's going on in Israel right now.
Well, I mean, when you come back from death like that, Dave, there's certain shit that just brushes off you. You're like, that doesn't matter anymore. Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, bro, but have you ever tried? Are you a fan of psychedelics?
We were actually doing mushrooms last night, talking about what were we talking about? Oh, times in our life where people tried to give us messages, like maybe on purpose or not, that I don't know, for whatever reason we weren't ready to hear. Like there was a girl.
Let's hammer through these messages, then let's come back to that idea.
Okay. We got May the Poet.
Okay, and I will mention this as well. You cannot be happy and then mad 1 minute. That's not empathism.
What is
not
it?
At all. Empaths are oblivious to mood swings. They can't have mood swings like that. They are feeling others, people's emotions. So if I look at another thing,
I would call that a mood swing,
and I pick something up, either I'll say something or I won't until he wants to talk about it, or I will feel what he is feeling and I will take it in and absorb it and use it to my knowledge of understanding him better. Empaths do not have mood swings like that. They are not happy and they are not sad in the same instant. That's more that's more of another situation, okay? So, yeah, really, you're talking to one that's been doing it 35 years. And I'm pretty much a lone wolf because of it. Because I can't have emotions of my own. It's not allowed.
Congratulations? I don't know.
I think I intuited what you were thinking, Mindfox, and I think we agree on this. Let me see if I'm reading your thoughts correctly on this. That there's a number of ways. So I'm walking down the street. I feel a certain way, right? Because I'm just me. I'm just doing my thing, just doing me. But then I cross a path of somebody who's putting out this energy. I feel it. So my mood will then shift.
Alter.
Right?
To whatever.
Because I've been altered. You're now in an altered state. Now somebody's fucking with your reality, right? Like for 1 minute, you're the boy in the plastic bubble. You're just all good. Then somebody pokes a hole in your bubble and injects their shit, right?
Oh, fuck. Are we targeted individuals, Dave? God damn it.
I think so.
We got another message.
Incoming message.
It is very important to choose your battles, and don't ever choose one that's going to wear you out, because you have to be ready for the next one.
That's a great point.
See, I can't process my own emotions for myself. That's the biggest curse about being an empath. I don't have time for myself. That's the really key point of it. I haven't processed an operation that happened last year to myself. I am not processing what's going on right now with my hip and my leg, except I know it hurts like a motherfucker. And I'm going to have to deal with that in some way, like so what? And okay, let's just get it over with kind of attitude. I can't do anything for myself emotionally. Everybody else comes before me. Every person that walks by who looks like they're smiling, I could actually feel their emotional state. I'm not allowed to feel mine. I have to take in what they are feeling, process it, and try to tell them, something to keep them going so they don't hurt themselves, or something positive, or calm them down in some way. I have no time for
Mindfox, I want to hear your take on that.
I would like to think I can too. But I don't know. I keep coming back to the certain things that she can feel that we can't. Like she does it on purpose. I don't know. Can we do it on purpose? I don't know.
Well,
I've never been able to. It just happens.
Well, and exactly for me, feeling other people's feelings just happens. But what I'm also really good at is dwelling on my own feelings. Like I can feel my own feelings 10 times more than anybody else can feel their feelings, is what I feel like. Like when I feel something, like if I'm sad or depressed, like I'm immobilized. Like I can't fucking move, right? Like most people don't feel that. They're like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit sad. Then I went for a run and fucking no, like I didn't leave my room for 4 days. Right.
Right.
So I get what May is saying, but I think May, what you got to just let set in is there's varying degrees. Like we're all different, right? First of all, we're all different. We're all beautiful, and it's all good. Let's. That's where we start, right? There is no right. There is no wrong. Right. So, Mind Fog, tell me about your experience, because your experience is clearly going to be different than mine because you're a different human being.
Well, I think there was a certain point where I was activated. Like I said earlier.
Do you remember when that happened?
It's been since I moved to Arizona. I'd say in the past 8 years.
Can you put it to a 3-day period? Can you pinpoint it? If you think about it.
To a 3-day period?
Yeah. Curious. You don't have to think, but just think on that, right? You don't have to answer now, but just like.
Okay. Well, there was this girl. We were doing shrooms last night, and we were telling stories about people that probably had messages for us that we just fucking ignored.
Right.
And
that's what I'm talking about.
This girl that I knew, like she was a server at the restaurant we all worked at, and we were all friends, and so she was, always there. And every time she saw me, Dave, she would just giggle. She had to be within a few feet of me.
And you're like, what is that?
And she would start giggling. Well, she would tell me, she told me that when I get close to you, I think it's my necklace, your crown like starts going crazy. Like there's a final piece of the puzzle. Yeah, and I thought that she said your aura just gets so beautiful when I get close to you. And I thought it was her being a perverted fucking crazy girl.
Right, trying to fuck with you, and you right. And you got a partner. You're in a relationship. You're like, ooh, wait, where are you going with this?
At the time, I'm not sure I was. I don't think I had a partner.
Oh, okay.
But still, okay. She was just kind of weirded me the fuck out. Like,
but you know what I mean. That affects, if you're open to that kind of experience, it affects how you interact, right? So that
yeah. It annoyed me. Like you live in this other planet that I know nothing about.
Right.
And so I blew it off. But other people have said that to me, and after a while, you're like, what the fuck? And then I worked at a warehouse, and maybe it was this time, because I worked at a warehouse in Indianapolis, and I would get, every once in a while, we would get a new group of people, and it was mine and another guy's job to show this new group what they were going to be doing. Yeah. We'd get to take 2 or 3 days with the group. Uh-huh. And I had this old fucking Japanese woman that I'm like, why is this woman even here? Like, she should be retired. She was old as shit. I don't know how old she was. I couldn't even tell you what her name was because I couldn't pronounce it. But as soon as she saw me, for the very first time, her eyes got all wide. And she said, when is your birthday? I said, what? When is your birthday? I said, 1976. She said, in September, right? September 9th. September. Well, it didn't matter. She knew. She said September, right? I said, yeah, September 9th. And she said 9/9. She said, oh, you're not only a dragon, like you're a strong dragon. I'm like, what's a dragon? That sounds cool.
Yeah,
she knew it as soon as she knew it.
It sounds kind of evil. Like, is dragon good? I hope it's good.
Well,
right?
She knew it as soon as she saw me. She was like, "No, you're very powerful." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" She's like, "One day you'll find. One day you'll find out." And I'm like, "That is pretty dope." Like,
you know what, bro?
For a long time, I thought that meant preacher. My dad was a preacher too. I was a preacher's kid for 18 years.
You're kidding me. So
yeah, we were United Methodist. We were barely Christian.
So now I'm going 180 degrees, like whoop, 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 like Total Recall. Like, because when I said my dad was a preacher, you're like, you're kidding me. So I just said, you're kidding me, and it just took me full circle back to that moment, because I was off on a tear, and I never stopped to ask you what you meant by you're kidding me. But now you just told me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Fucking mind blow, right?
We're fucking PKs, bro.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Which means we're hardcore, like, right? I don't know about you, but I've I've investigated every religion because, like, you know, I was raised with one shoved down my throat. So I'm like, well, let me learn about everything, right?
My dad was an alcoholic. We traveled to these different small towns in Michigan because he was in the Methodist church, and it was almost like the army. You do what you wanted, what they told you. We did like 8 months in one spot.
My dad was a control freak, completely sober, and Presbyterian.
Oh, shit.
He was also a marriage and family counselor. So,
but today my dad's a drug abuse counselor.
Oh my God! Wow, dude, the parallels, unfucking real. So my dad had a PhD in seminary, and he had a master's in counseling, and then he had like a BA in whatever the fuck I don't even know, but like way too educated, college football player, big old fucking dude, right? But like my point being, he had as a psychologist, he had the chance to take LSD when it was legal. And we get in an argument about this because I was selling acid in high school. And here my dad had a chance because once I took it, I'm like, oh my God, the whole world. I was like Timothy Leary. I'm like, the whole world needs to take this. This will end all wars. We are all one. We just need people to know this. So, and this is how we can do it. My dad had the opportunity to do it from a legal standpoint, and he chose not to because all of his knowledge was out of a book, and he absorbed the fear, dude, of that. So he thought when like I remember one day telling him, like, Dad, like, no, nobody's ever jumped off a building thinking they can fly. I sell acid. I've taken it 100 times. And I stay away from windows because I know I'm really fucking high. Right? It's the opposite.
Very true.
You don't think you can fly. You're like, oh fuck, I don't want to be that guy.
I've never felt like I could fly.
Fuck no.
We got a lot of messages, Dave. We got to catch up on these. Have you taken acid, May the Poet?
Incoming message. Time for myself, and God, would I love a chance to sit and cry out the last 15 years of my life, but I have no time for it. I mean, there's something that'll spark it every once in a while, but I'll push it right back down again and focus on the next person that comes by me, or I'll feel something. And right now, I'm feeling something for a coworker right now. Her dad's really sick, and every time she mentions her father's name, I feel chest pain. And he's in the hospital right now. I feel that it's something to do with his heart, and she's going out there to be there after or before his surgeries, whatever it is. And I told her she can't worry about it because she doesn't know for sure what's going on, and neither does her father. And I said, when you find out what the problem is, I told her, things will be a lot more curable than you think. And I told her I had chest pain, so I think it's his heart. And I said he might have a blocked artery. It might be it.
Mine Fox, I just got a download, and I want you to chime in and let me know if you got the same download. May the Poet is going through health issues right now. I had no idea why, and I don't have any idea why, and I'm not trying to say I'm a doctor, but I just got a download. She just told us that she does not take care of herself. She will not take care of herself, and she feels for all these other people before herself. She's now going through some serious illnesses and looking at possible surgery. And I'm thinking it's because she's absorbing all this energy from all these other people instead of just focus on yourself.
I don't know how much truth I put behind it, but I heard a guy talk very convincingly once about how certain people are the energy vampires, mostly unconsciously, and other people are just people. Like, there's different groups, and some people just, you're right, absorb the. I do it sometimes, so I don't know what makes
I do it
different.
I got good at spotting it, right? So I can spot I'm like Kid Rock. I can spot an energy vampire from a mile away, right? I can smell a pig from a mile away, right? I can
I think
spot them.
that's what's, for me, I think, yeah, like the human lie detector. Like, you can just tell.
Fuck yeah.
Before they even talk.
My skin crawls, bro. My skin crawls. My body tells me, run away, run away, run away. And so May the poet, I think you got to cut some ties. I think you're hanging with some people that might be toxic to you. But not even just that, but like part of being an empath is if you just absorb all this shit that's going on for other people, it'll overwhelm you.
Yeah. Right? I mean, you have to find a way to ground and get rid of that energy.
You got to be able to ground, to shake it off.
Hold it as a burden, yeah.
You got to live to fight another day and use it as a positive. Otherwise, it's going to kill you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got these messages piling up.
Ooh! Let me hit one.
Maybe that's my problem with dealing with most people. Because I've always loved everybody till they give me a reason not to. And I always give people the benefit of the doubt, even if they don't deserve it. I'm that person, you know, because there's got to be some good in there somewhere. But I just can't. I mean,
vote for yourself.
Dude, I'm right there with you. People suck sometimes, and they suck the energy right out of you. They're called energy vampires, and they're freaking everywhere.
Totally. And most people suck most of the time, right? Like the awakened few that we are that are talking right now, we're the minority, man. Right? So like the shit we're even talking about would have us blasphemized by like 80% of the population. Like, you freaking space age hippie. Okay, whatever. All right. You're not there yet.
One day.
One day. And exactly, one day.
Dude, I freaking love taking mushrooms. OMG, you have no idea.
Healing spirit. Healing spirit.
Well, see, I think that might be a stereotype, May, because I think it depends on the individual and how well they are able to direct their energies where they need to go and how well they can direct the energies they receive. I don't think every empath is the same. There's different levels of it, and some people are hardcore like it sounds like you are, and some people are just somewhere in the middle. And yeah, I do believe that.
Absolutely. We are all unique individuals, right? Like we all have unique fingerprints, eyeballs, on and on and on and on, hair patterns, right? So we're crazy unique beings. We can have a similar experience, but mindfucks, like even if you and I take the same amount, say we both take 1 gram of psilocybin, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same mushroom, 1 gram of the same substance, we're going to have a different experience. A little bit different, right?
Well, I mean, we could be completely sober walking down the street right next to each other.
And having completely different experiences.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with the psilocybin.
No, but I'm saying even if our mind is aligned, right? Like 1 minute we're in. Okay, so this I didn't communicate correctly. So 1 minute we're communicating telepathically and looking at each other like, oh my God, bro, we just did that. But then the next minute we're totally having a unique individual experience that has no correlation to what you're doing or what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then it might weave back, to like we're totally one, but it weaves like that, right? Like
it's like roller coasters. Yeah.
Mind blow. And
every once in a while they sync up.
Dude, I just got the vision of a helix, right? Because the Earth is spinning through space in a corkscrew pattern. So maybe we sync up on a certain degree, but then whoop, we're back off, then back in, then back off, then back on, then back off, right?
All right, thanks for tuning into another episode and Another Thing with Dave. Please follow, subscribe, and share. I'm on all social media and Another Thing with Dave. And keep seeking the truth.